Welcome to Reflection Wednesday. Are you having fun with Ruth yet? Now, I know reading analytically takes time and patience. And analytical reading is akin to photography. Now, most people with a camera in their hands just snap pictures and then they move on to the next object or animal or scene that's in front of them. But the best photographers, those who get their photographs published in fancy books on the coffee table and on museums, they work the scene. They choose a spot, they wait for the best lighting, composition, angle for the shot. They took many shots of the same thing. Some of the best photos you've ever seen have been this way. They've been the result of hours and hours of waiting, sometimes coming back for days and getting a little different angle, up, down, from the side. This is what it takes to make the best photography, and this is what it takes to be a good Bible reader. Reading analytically means you slow down, analyzing what you are reading and trying to see the text from the writer's point of view. You will eventually return to your own point of view, but only after you've done everything you could to understand what the author is trying to say from his point of view. Now, reading analytically, that takes time. Or in a photographer's metaphor, it takes several shots of the same scene and perhaps from different angles. And so this is reading analytically. Now, it's important you spend, say, 20 minutes a day, at least 3 times a week, working on the same general text, and you take good notes. And that's why we've started with Ruth. It's an easy, short book. I think there's 84 verses in it. And so take your time, take several shots of Ruth, and you'll be surprised at what you learn, and then what you learn you can begin to apply to other biblical texts. Now, I make notes on the online Net Bible. You can sign up using an e-address and a password and save your answers to the 4 big analytical questions and link your answers to various sections of the text or a verse of a text. And you have to be sure that you save your notes. Now, one feature I like is the online Net Bible allows you to go back and edit your notes so that you can add, delete, and make changes. And because I do this, I can pick up where I left off and easily jump back into the story of Ruth. For example, I haven't looked at Ruth in 3 weeks, but I have all my notes, as you can see, and I can scroll through there and say, oh yeah, I remember. Now, the big 4 analytical questions are, what is the book of Ruth about? What is Ruth saying in detail? To what degree do I agree with Ruth? And what is the value of Ruth? Now, just briefly, what's the book of Ruth about? It's a narrative of Ruth, Naomi, and Boaz who are connected after several tragedies. And if I had to give a genre, it's narrative, and it conveys examples of Yahweh's providence for Israel and for any who live faithfully, despite the difficulties, tragedies, and setbacks of life. One of the questions we always ask is, what issue is the narrative trying to address itself? And with narratives, they can aim at several, so we're going to wait for this till we get further along. Here's my list of key words and concepts that are found in Ruth. All of these are details that the author conveyed to readers and listeners long before our time. They knew what these concepts meant, but many of us today in the 21st century do not, because we're not ancient Israelites. The details to these concepts fine-tune our understanding of what Ruth is trying to say. Now, your list of keywords and concepts may differ from mine, and that's okay. We don't have time today to explore the meaning of each of these, but for now I want you to figure out, how are you going to find the answers to the questions here, or the key concepts, so that you can kind of put yourself in that ancient Israelite setting. This is where a study Bible, like the ones I've mentioned several weeks ago, when reading Psalm 1 analytically, are so valuable. They provide you with key information without overwhelming you. Tomorrow, I will show you the places you can go to find the information that you need to understand the setting and the concepts of Ruth. Until then, God bless.